You've got to be kidding me. After everything Liv Morgan gave up, after every ounce of loyalty, every drop of pride she sacrificed, this is how Dominik Mysterio repays her? The same Liv Morgan who burned bridges, destroyed friendships, and became one of the most hated women in WWE. All for him. She stood by his side when the whole world turned against her. She defended him when the Judgment Day wanted nothing to do with him. She fought, clawed, and schemed her way into his heart and into the spotlight, believing that love and loyalty would protect her from the chaos of WWE politics. But last night, all of that came crashing down in a betrayal so cold, so merciless, that even the most ruthless villains in WWE history would have stopped to applaud. What went down on Monday Night Raw wasn't just betrayal, it was a calculated demolition of Liv Morgan's heart, mind, and image. And the man holding the detonator was none other than Dirty Dom himself. The bombshell dropped like thunder across social media. Dominik Mysterio has filed for divorce. But this wasn't mutual. This wasn't two people drifting apart. This was a hit job, a public humiliation so severe that it's being called one of the cruelest storylines WWE has ever pulled off. Because hours before the legal documents hit the tabloids, Dominik was caught backstage doing something that shattered every ounce of trust Liv had left. To understand how devastating this was, we need to rewind. Liv Morgan wasn't always the villain. She was once the fan favorite, the underdog, the woman who fought for respect night after night. But all of that changed when she fell for Dominik Mysterio. She became obsessed, consumed by the idea of taking him away from Rhea Ripley. And she succeeded. She seduced him, manipulated him, tore apart the strongest power couple in WWE, and turned herself into public enemy number one. The WWE Universe booed her relentlessly, but Liv didn't care. She had Dominik. She had love, or so she thought. Fast forward to this week's Raw. Liv strutted into the arena like a queen. She had the championship, the man, and the swagger. She was untouchable. Or, at least, she believed she was. She stood in the ring, bragging about her dominance, about how Dominik was her support system, her rock, her everything. The crowd rained down boos, but she brushed them off, calling Dominik out to join her. And that's when everything started to unravel. From the moment Dominik walked down that ramp, you could tell something was off. His usual arrogance was gone. His body language was tense, his eyes cold and distant. He wasn't walking toward Liv. He was walking away from her, metaphorically and emotionally. Liv, still oblivious, embraced him with all the affection she could muster. But Dominik didn't move. He stood still, frozen, distant, emotionless. The crowd began to sense it. Something dark was brewing. Liv, confused, tried to reach out again. She looked into his eyes, searching for the man she thought she knew. And then Dominik Mysterio picked up the microphone and destroyed her in front of millions. With no hesitation, no remorse, Dominik told Liv she meant nothing to him. Every moment, every kiss, every word, they were all part of a plan. He said she was a stepping stone, a distraction, a pawn used to escape Rhea Ripley's shadow. He told her he never loved her, that their relationship was a business move, and now that his career stood on its own, he didn't need her anymore. The crowd gasped. Liv froze. Tears welled up in her eyes as Dominik continued. He told her she was delusional, a placeholder, a rebound to make Rhea jealous. He said the entire locker room had been laughing at her behind her back, mocking her for believing she was special. The devastation on her face was gut-wrenching. This wasn't acting anymore. This was real emotion. Her body shook, her lips trembled, and every piece of her character shattered in front of our eyes. But Dominik wasn't done. He announced, coldly, that he had already filed for divorce. Not next week, not in the future, already done. He'd blindsided her legally and emotionally, all in one night. And just when it seemed like the pain couldn't get worse, the lights went out. When they came back on, Rhea Ripley was standing at the top of the ramp. The crowd exploded. The look on her face said it all. This was revenge. This wasn't coincidence. This was a long, drawn-out plan between Dominik and Rhea Ripley to completely destroy Liv Morgan. Rhea walked down the ramp slowly, savoring every second of Liv's heartbreak. She stepped into the ring, stood next to Dominik, and raised his hand high in the air, signaling that the Judgment Day's queen had reclaimed her throne. The crowd was electric, half cheering Rhea's masterful revenge, half crying out for justice for Liv. Liv just stood there, motionless, broken, staring at the man she loved holding hands with the woman she betrayed. The betrayal was complete.